Hey everybody, what's going on? We are here with a timeless reading. Welcome. The first card that we have out is Seven of Wands and Nine of Cups. Not giving up on your dreams, not giving up on what you want. I'm seeing Two of Cups. The type of place you want to be in emotionally, how you're feeling about things, types of connections that you want. There can be something here about not giving up on a dream that you have for a connection as well. Okay, I'm seeing some type of reaching out that had been happening that looks like it's not going to be happening anymore. I'm seeing King of Wands. Next to King of Wands, we have Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups looks like they are reaching over to King of Wands, and this feels like reaching out to a person, but then I'm seeing Death card next to Queen of Cups, and so it feels like Queen of Cups is going to stop doing this. Having that Death card there, this feels like it reminds me of fading away, like the actions that we go through, and then to break those patterns, break those habits, break those behaviors, to not be doing that anymore, to stop entirely, to stop altogether. And then it feels like the energy of that dissipates then. I'm seeing it happening energetically first, and then I'm seeing the behavior sort of lag behind that. So energetically it feels like something that's stopping, then the behavior of this is stopping, and then it feels like it goes extinct altogether. So what that was happening is going to be discontinued here, but there can be feelings that are associated with this, maybe more so thoughts that are associated with this, especially during a time when transition can heavily be part of things as well. And this can mean too that there's something going on within your relationship between the part of you that initiates and takes responsibility and that shows up and does what you want when you want to do it, you know, gets things done in general. And then that emotional part of you, that part of you that's feeling things, that's the part of you that's tuning into things, something about that is changing. So this can be like, it's the relationship between King of Wands and Queen of Cups that's changing. So it can mean too that there's like a metamorphosis. I feel more so on an emotional end than anything. You can feel like something is really evolving spiritually and emotionally for you right now. I'm seeing black and I'm seeing green here. And I'm seeing a butterfly. You can feel like things on an emotional level are really evolving. I feel like with the Queen of Cups, this can be a part of you that maybe like overreaches or overextends yourself sometimes. Like even when a situation is like resistant to you doing that, maybe you're gonna stop doing that. There's gonna be a time where you recognize that. Like I'm seeing with King of Wands and with Queen of Cups, King of Wands looks like they have something and Queen of Cups goes to reach for it, and King of Wands, Queen of Cups. King of Wands has something and it feels almost like dangling it in the face of Queen of Cups. And then when Queen of Cups goes to reach for it, I'm seeing there be like a pulling back. And so I'm wondering if something was going on where it was like a dangling of the carrot in front of your face here, for those of you that you're identified with the Queen of Cups within this. And it can be something where you don't want to play that back and forth game anymore. Like the thing that gets put in your face, you go to grab hold of it and then it gets pulled back from you. Having the Death card can be like, I'm not doing that anymore. Because I'm seeing Queen of Cups here look like they're sweating a little bit. Like this is something that it doesn't look like an enjoyable game for you. And this can be something that it doesn't feel ideal to you. It feels like it's breaking you apart. And there can be a part of you that's like, if I'm really gonna denounce this in some type of way, I feel this stirring within me. I feel kind of stuck here. But having that death card can be like, I'm done with this. I don't want to be doing that anymore. I don't want to be overextending myself. I don't want to be... It just feels like this game that's been being played where there can be like one party that has an upper hand in this situation, and you can feel like you're doing it from a place of love, because that's where Queen of Cups moves from a place of love, from a place of empathy, from a place of caring, but it can be really crossing a line here for you. And I feel like lightning is going to strike, and you really don't need to be involved in that situation. I'm seeing with the King of Wands, I'm seeing a little thing of lightning there, and I think like something may be going down, and you don't really need to be in the vicinity of that. I feel like you have your own stuff going on here, and it's time for you to be focusing on yourself. And I also feel like this has been like slowly walking you backwards. It's like you think that the thing is there, and it just keeps getting pulled out of your reach. Meanwhile, you're not realizing that you keep walking backwards, and it feels like the death card tapping you on the shoulder and being like, do you want to be done with this? You don't have to keep playing this game anymore. And so it feels really like this is going to conclude. Otherwise, you can feel like you just completely lose yourself to this. Seeing the death card be skin and bones there, it feels like something that you can really deteriorate through this process. And do you want it to really go that far? Like, do you want to be left with seemingly nothing, or is this a time when you really allow what's unfolding, you go with the flow of this, and to maybe even this is about your self-respect. That can be a part of this too. But having Queen of Cups here, I definitely say that this goes out into an emotional branch of yours, and you discontinuing to do unnecessary things here and play unnecessary games, especially ones that don't feel like we're all equals playing a game. It feels like something else going on that I feel even too, like maybe you're feeling like you're taking advantage of yourself here by doing this, or that you're allowing yourself to be taken advantage of. You don't want to be doing that anymore. Like, I feel like your kindness has been overextended at this point, but I think that can be maybe the way that you're seeing it, because if you're actually in a place of balance with yourself, it's not possible for you to feel like you're overextending yourself. And so this is something that maybe you can be taking a closer look at, and this can be part of the metamorphosis that's happening. But yeah, I'm seeing somebody sticking their tongue out at you. So I do get the feeling of this, where this is a game where I feel like you're the one that's been losing your breath, and you really don't need to be doing that anymore. I think that this is going to be a game changer for you. There can be a part of you that doesn't really want to. I get at the same time it's necessary. Like, you have to choose yourself here and your well-being. Maybe too, when we have Nine of Cups and we have Four of Cups, you can be like, I want this, I don't want something else. At the same time, this can be being reevaluated here. Like, really thinking about what you want on a deeper level. For some of you too, you haven't made this choice yet. You're thinking about it, but it can be something that you feel very hesitant to do. But I'm seeing that a little bit later down the line, you're going to be doing something about this. Just waiting for the whole thing to come into focus here so you can see what's been going on. This is a pattern that you're going to recognize. I feel like this has as well been like actually pretty confusing time. Can be one that hasn't felt straightforward. Can be some just psychological things that have been spinning around, making this kind of confusing. And on an emotional level, this being a challenge. For those of you that you over nurture at times, you overreach, you overextend yourself, it's coming from a place of you being like, this is this is how I've learned to love other people, and there's some type of self-neglect that's involved. There's some type of, I'm not in balance with myself, but as long as this person's okay, like these types of things, this is something that's being worked on, and this is what's going to help you connect with what you actually want, not something that kind of looks like it, but then you're feeling unsettled within yourself. This is helping you connect more deeply, because you know something's going on here that's you're not feeling all right with it. And there can be a part of you that doesn't really want to initiate this change at the same time. It comes from a place where your heart is not totally open to yourself. And you can have somebody around you too. Maybe you want to connect. Queen of Cups does want to connect, but we have that Five of Swords there. So there can be somebody that's not getting vulnerable with you. You're vulnerable, I'm seeing, for those of you that you're the Queen of Cups in this situation, but there can be another party that's not, and that's why this game has been continuing. But that may not even be what's been being said up front, and that's where things can get confusing. But I'm seeing you are becoming very well aware of this. We have the Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck, so I'd actually see that you have a pretty clear picture of what's been going on. But it can be one of those situations where when you're dealing with somebody that's in that place, it's going to force you to confront where you're not totally open in the heart space, not to other people, but to yourself. So this can be a real challenge, showing you where you may be splitting apart from yourself, where you need to come back home. And especially emotionally, in the soul, the way that you feel, the way that you're understanding things psychologically, where may you have been abandoning yourself? Where have you been maybe being like, I need to show up for this person, I need to show up for that person, I need to show up for this King of Wands over here, yet not showing up for yourself, not taking care of yourself, not nurturing yourself emotionally. This is about soothing. This is about having a creative outlet. For some of you, this can be part of, because I'm seeing this Four of Cups here, so this feels like maybe you've been feeling kind of blue, maybe you haven't been feeling great, maybe you've been feeling unsettled, maybe you've been feeling drained. And then to push yourself beyond this, it feels like seeing the bigger picture here of what you really crave, and that this situation is not a match for that currently. And that this is so you can be better off and be building the type of experience that you want to be having, so the future can look the way that you want it to look when you get there. And it's going to take taking steps now in order to do this. And I think too, I'm seeing Three of Wands be connected with the Death card. This can mean that there's a very big rearrangement that's happening that has to do with what you perceived was your future and what your actual future is going to be looking like. So you could have had this whole image set in stone of where things were going and how it was going to look and how it was going to feel and who was going to be involved. This is changing big time for you. And it's because you're stepping into a place where you are going to be doing things from a place of connection and resonance within yourself, where there's going to be that harmony and balance, and choices will be made from a centered place, not you neglecting yourself in some way or like choosing someone else over yourself. It's going to be a place that brings you back into equilibrium, and that is where you reside when you're doing this, because it feels like some image was curated and projected into the future, this image of where things are going. And I even feel like it's something that you were brought in on, and for some of you this wasn't even your idea of how you wanted things to look. And this can be a time when you're seeing that and saying, I don't even know if I want that. I've been telling myself, I've been agreeing, but I don't know if that's really true. So there's a lot of, I feel like you dispelling things, like stuff that maybe you were connected with and that you were able to tune into and see, but that some of you may not, these things aren't even yours to be carrying. Symptoms of you not being totally on the same page with yourself and moving from that place of not being in your center. There's a more fiery aspect of yourself that you are connecting with The mechanics of this are going to have you taking action and responding appropriately to the situation that you're in, trusting yourself, believing in yourself, and recognizing the quality of the experience that you want to be having. You can be having a difficult time right now connecting on a deeper level. With the Nine of Cups and the Four of Cups, there can be a part of you that's not feeling totally in tune with yourself. This is going to help you get in tune. This is going to help you initiate the necessary change, even though it may be something that you feel really resistant to currently. And to get through a time that can feel very trying, it can feel very draining, and it can all around be something that you don't feel in the mood to be doing or don't have the energy to be doing right now, when it's absolutely necessary. Because this isn't the type of situation that you want to remain in. I get the sense too that this has been a really big conflict that you've been working out with yourself, making sense of this. This is going to be a whole situation, a situation of division that's going to be coming to an end. Situation of division in your life that's going to be coming to an end here. It's just a matter of getting through it. I even feel one of those situations where you can have somebody around you that's like, choose me, choose me, choose me, like over yourself. And that's where you know this is getting into a place where that's not love. And it can be something that you're really recognizing here, something that you are checking into and asking questions where you're going to get answers, regardless of what they may be, as long as they are the truth. Having Ace of Swords, I'd say that you're having a big moment of clarity here, and you can really take action and initiate things based off of this. With the Death card, this can be something that you don't really want to do. At the same time, you can feel like it's really necessary for this to be happening. Some of you haven't made the choice to be doing this yet, but you sort of feel like I feel like the Death card is staring at you, but you're not making eye contact with it yet. So it's one of those times where it's like, you know that you have the eyes on you. You just may not have totally decided to go in that direction yet. When you link up with the part of you that is the Queen of Wands, you're going to move through this. It's just about connecting with that part of yourself. So this is about tapping into your fire energy. As soon as you connect with that part of yourself, this is the part of you that has standards. This is the part of you that knows your worth. This is the part of you that is willing to do what it takes in the situation to figure it out and to overcome the obstacles that are in front of you, to overcome the oppression, to overcome the difficulties, and to be making moves that are aligned with your spirit and sense of self and what you need and what you want and what's in your heart. And when you connect with that part of yourself, you're going to be able to move through this. It's just about tapping in. And you can connect with the part of you that's the Queen of Wands by doing things that are self-expressive, anything having to do with creativity, exercise, movement of any sort. These are things that will help you. Spicy foods too can be something. It will help you get connected with your fire energy. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I'm seeing Scorpio. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.